Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. Joining me on the show today, he once crashed a lawnmower into a garage, and despite that, still got a job at a lawnmower company. As always, it's Noah.
Hello. Thank you for having me back again. And I'd completely forgotten that story until this moment. Whoops.
Whoops. I never forget, even though I wasn't even there. And our special guest joining us this week knows William Shatner as the guy from Miss Congeniality, but does know what chocolate rain is. It's Noah's wife, Jessy.
Hi, Ben. Thanks for the introduction. I appreciate that.
Oh, you are so welcome, Jessy. Thank you so much for being on the show. Jessy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I should have prepared. I mean,
it's just you.
It's just me. I know myself pretty well.
Oh,
so,
good.
I am Noah's wife. We are sitting here together, sharing a microphone, so that will be interesting.
I'm signaling her to get closer to the mic, so she's looking at me like, what? What's going on?
Yes, I am 300 pounds and 5'4", and a pro wrestler, or whoever was supposed to be your special guest.
That was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah, he didn't show.
Well, and now you got me, so sorry about that.
I
think we'd rather have you than Hulk Hogan anyway.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, I'm
not
very
cultured.
Scares me.
me.
Anyway, I am a teacher. I am a fan of tea and small animals, and that's all I have to say about myself.
Jessy, what's your favorite podcast?
Oh, I don't really listen to any podcasts. Can you recommend one?
Yeah, This American Life is really good, I've heard.
I quite like Car Talk.
There you go.
It's on National Public Radio, but it does have a podcast. So
what do they talk about?
I recommend that one. Cars, mostly. Cars, car repair.
I see. It's a play on words. Like it's called Car Talk, and they talk about cars.
Wait, Have you really not heard Car Talk? Okay.
Yes, I have.
Like, wow,
even
I
clack.
have heard.
Well, while we're
you're
talking
very
about
cultured, Jessy.
Thank you.
While we're talking about podcasts,
sorry, I interrupted
will
your
interject.
plug, Noah.
You're interrupting it again, Ben.
I interrupted your plug again. I'm sorry.
While we're on the topic of podcasts, I did just want to say that Noodles at Noon, as we mentioned last week, is available on iTunes and Spotify and on our website at noodlespodcast.com. At noodlespodcast.com, you can leave us a comment or a note, and it may get read on the show.
Yes,
also, it would really help. It would also really help if on iTunes you left us a 5-star review and also wrote a comment in there just to say what you like about the show. It would be really helpful. And Ben, I think we may have expanded to another social media platform that you could care to talk about.
Yes, if you have Instagram, you're one of those people who likes to look at pictures of things and not read what the comments actually say. You go to Instagram and you type in @noodles.at.noon because Noodles at Noon was taken, so we had to add the dots. It's just a period sign. You don't actually have to type out dot. That would be a bit much. But yeah, noodles.at.noon. And you can go follow us there on Instagram for some behind the scenes stuff, some highlights. Some pretty great stuff that you'll miss out on if you just listen to the podcast, but you should do that as well anyway.
This week, my good friend has a beautiful garden, and she grows all sorts of things that we have picked and eaten and cooked, etc. And this week we made zucchini bread with an enormous zucchini the size of my entire arm. And it turns out you're not supposed to fill the bread tin to the brim before you bake it. And I found that out the hard way. And we had an explosion of zucchini bread in the oven. But you just... apparently, you cook it, you scrape off the top that exploded, and it's still good bread, so.
Did it all fall down into the oven?
Well, luckily, we were baking bread tins on the top rack of the oven and then muffins on the bottom rack. So The muffins caught all of the overflow.
Were they zucchini muffins, or did you end up with some weird hybrid like blueberry zucchini muffin?
No, luckily they were zucchini muffins, but muffins is
Oh,
a
okay.
generous term for the end result.
What happened to the muffins? Did you
They
put
just-
not enough in the muffins? Should you have taken the excess from the loaf and put them in the muffin tins, or what
No,
happened?
we just had we didn't have enough tins for the amount the incredible amount of batter we made, and we did not want to be defeated. So we baked something.
They just made
Well-
one mega muffin.
Yeah.
That's better than the time I tried making muffins and then realized I didn't have any muffin tins, so I had to leave my cooking and go get them. Actually, no, I had a friend go buy them for me.
Oh, so like a servant or like a secretary type person?
I like to think of her as my secretary. Yeah. I'll let her know. I'll tell her
Great.
that.
I'm sure she'll like that.
Oh, yeah, no. She does listen to the podcast, so. At least I think.
Shout
Unless
out
she's
to that
lying
person.
me. Yeah, shout out to my secretary.
Well, this will be the test to see if she does listen to it or not. If she comments on this, then you know. And if she doesn't, then you know.
She probably doesn't remember.
That'll be her excuse anyway. Well, I can talk about my story this week. Jessy and I, it overlaps into Jessy's life. I know we are our own people, but it overlaps into her life, so I'm going to talk about it. We were able to get away for a day and just get an Airbnb in the next town over. So we didn't go very far, but we just wanted to kind of get away. And we ended up picking this Airbnb that was really cool and really interesting. And I just want to talk about it. And it was this little cottage. I won't say the name of the Airbnb because, you know, they have like a title on Airbnb, but it talked about how it was like a really great place for gamers. So we were intrigued by that. Jessy picked it, just so we're clear. It was not me forcing her to pick it.
Because I love you.
She really wanted the one with the lovely garden and excellent zucchini baking equipment, but no, we went with the gaming one.
And instead, she got one that was specifically designed for gamers. And we got to meet our hosts. It was really cool. They do a lot of like 3D printing stuff. So a lot of things were 3D printed in the house. And they had like this cobblestone garden out front of their house that had like red LEDs laid in it to look like lava flows between the rocks, which was really cool. And so we got into
Dang.
like our little side cottage house. And it has a really small living room with a futon, a TV with games, and a South Park pinball machine.
Ooh.
Just like a full-on pinball machine in this little tiny living room. And they had this cool lamp in the corner with a 3D print moon, like a 3D print of the moon, and all this kind of weird. How would you describe the art on the walls?
Artsy? It's a very artsy house, and I think you can just decide whatever that means for yourself.
Yeah, whatever
Art
you picture
Deco-y.
in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just picture it however you want to picture it. But it was really
Okay.
cool because they had all these games and they had like full-on like joystick pads with all the clicky buttons like you'd find in an arcade, and a pinball machine. All of the cabinets were like lit up internally with LEDs, and then an alarm that goes off at 6 a.m. playing what's that song?
Symphony 9.
Symphony 9, Beethoven's
Is that right?
Ninth
Or the-
Symphony.
Or the
Very
fifth-
loud.
Fifth Symphony.
Beethoven's Fifth Symphony? The bum 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 bum.
Yep.
That one.
That would be the Fifth Symphony.
Oh, public school has failed me. Sorry.
Homeschool
But
has
not
failed
me.
Oh, yeah.
I was public
It worked
school
for
as
them.
well.
But anyway, so we highly recommend this Airbnb in an unnamed city with an unnamed title. So if you ever are driving by, stop in unnamed
Yeah.
cottage.
And Jessy made fun of me because we had this full real life pinball machine and instead I opted to just play this pinball video game that they had on their TV while sitting next to the actual pinball machine. So that was fun.
That's like the scene in Parks and Rec where Bobby Newport's playing bowling on the Wii with the bowling alley right next to him.
Exactly.
Parks and Rec.
And the guy looks
That's exactly
like
what it's like. And he does the wave. What a great show. Anyway, as for me, I started a new job this past week. The best story that came out of that is Fridays are dog days at work. So you can bring in your dog. So that there was a lot of dogs there on Friday that I got to hang out with. I don't know. There was just dogs around and it made me happy. Aside from that, I figured out that my parents do actually listen to the podcast because my mom told me that she fell asleep listening to it. So that is really encouraging. And
Whoa.
yeah. So she still doesn't know what happened in the podcast.
Maybe that's best.
She was asleep. It might be for the best.
She listens to 5-minute increments.
Yeah.
Every night, 5 more minutes till she falls asleep, and then has to find her place the next night.
Takes her 20 days to listen to it.
I'd be curious to know if anybody else falls asleep to our podcast, because that would be really fun.
I did once.
Oh,
Is
really?
that narcissistic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, one other question. On the first podcast, you said you had no job, no house, and no wife. And then last week you got a job. So
When I said I don't have a house, like, I have a house, but it belongs to my parents. Like, I'm not living on the streets, but somehow with a podcast set up. That's not the case. I do live somewhere. So I guess you can say yes, this week I do have a house.
Oh, next
so
week's
next
gonna be
week
a
I
big
will.
week.
Yeah, you're invited.
we will make it happen. This is the week.
That's kind of concerning for me. Gotta admit, don't like that at all.
You don't get a say in the matter.
No, I don't. My personal next week's marriage aside, we're going to dive into some games, and we actually have 2 new games this week, Jesse. So all the preparation you did listening to the games from last week means absolutely nothing, because we're going to have 2 new games this week, and we're going to start it off with one of those new games, and this will be for our contestants, Noah and Jesse, going up against one another, and it's called Happy Birthday to Who? You have to say it like that, where you go really high-pitched on the who. Happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday
who?
to who?
No, Noah, no.
You did it wrong.
You did it
Happy
wrong.
birthday
Try again.
to who?
You didn't go high-pitched. You just went,
So
who?
loud.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to who?
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's better. So, did you guys know that in a room of 23 people, there is a 50-50 chance of 2 of them having the same birthday? Well, there's also a 0% chance that they're all wearing a mask. This game takes famous people's birthdays from the past week, and I will ask the contestants, who are Noah and Jesse, something about that person's life. A correct or close answer will get you a point. If there are no correct or close answers, I will assign points based on how I feel. Does this all make sense, Noah and Jesse?
Yes.
Probably.
Awesome. Who? On August 24th of 1902, Carlo Gambino was born in Italy, but is more well known for his mafioso work he did in New York City. What was his nickname? We'll start with Jesse.
Can you say his name one more time, Ben?
Yes, his name was Carlo Gambino. He was born in Italy, 1902.
Okay. I'm going to say the Great Gambini because it kind of sounds like Babe Ruth's nickname, and I might just be conflating those. But I'm going to go with the Great Gambini.
So the Great Gambini from Jesse, as opposed to the Great Bambino,
Exactly.
which is Babe Ruth. Which, I like baseball, so I see you.
Oh, good.
Noah!
I thought that was a really good line of logic, Jesse. Well done. I'm thinking the reason he has achieved relevance and you are thinking of him, Ben, is because he shares the same name with a similar mafia boss that walks the streets today, being Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino. Final answer.
Ooh, I like that reasoning a lot, but you are incorrect.
Oh.
But that is actually very, very good logic, and you make this hard for me. However, Carlo Gambino's nickname was The Godfather, and is actually the inspiration for the movie.
Oh. I almost guessed that just because it's the only thing I
sure.
could think of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
sure. You know what? I was going to give it to you, but now I'm going to give it to Jessy because I just lied.
Also baseball.
Also, baseball.
Baseball
Yeah,
buddies.
That's true. She appealed to your baseball interests, so I can't really
She
top
did,
that.
and that was really smart of her.
All
So
of her
after
answers
one
will be
round,
baseball themed.
yeah. So Jessy 1 point, Noah 0 points. Moving on to round number 2. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
This is Sean Connery, and I was born on August 25th, 1930. I also turned down the opportunity to play what role because I, quote, didn't understand the novels. What was this role that he turned down, Noah?
I just read about this week. I think. No. I read about someone that turned down to play James Bond, who Sean Connery then played. Wait, when did this happen?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, I thought you said.
No, he was born on August 25th, 1930.
Oh, okay. So what novels were big in like the 60s, let's say? The Hardy Boys, maybe? If he didn't understand those novels, that's I'm going to say Bleak House.
Noah's going with Bleak House.
Jesse's
Jessy.
staring at me blankly. It is a novel by Charles Dickens.
Does it have a movie?
Actually, it has a PBS, or I'm sorry, not PBS, BBC TV series rendition of it. Bleak House.
Oh,
Not
well.
a sponsor.
was Sean
Not a
Connery in it?
sponsor. Sean,
I'm going to go with Nancy Drew.
Just
So-
because I said Hardy Boys.
you're gonna
Yep.
you're gonna say that the role he turned down was Nancy Drew.
Well,
It's like, I don't understand this novel. Who is this woman?
yeah, during the 60s, there was a lot of, women power going on. So
He didn't understand
So
it.
they were gonna have Sean Connery play this woman.
my final answer.
Well, you are both incorrect. The correct answer was Gandalf.
Oh,
Sean Connery was offered the role of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, but he did not understand the novels. He also
What?
did not want to spend 18 months in New Zealand.
well,
This guy just, I've lost all respect for Sean Connery. Doesn't want to go to New Zealand, doesn't understand Lord of the Rings. That's crazy.
we are
Okay.
outraged.
But without that, Sir Ian McKellen would not be. So,
Yeah, I think it was cast well.
yeah.
I think it works out. Given your outrage and the fact that I liked your answer, it was obscure and it was BBC oriented, apparently, according to Jessy. Sorry, Jessy, you hurt your case. I'm going to give the point to Noah.
Yay!
I'm probably going to give it to Jessy next.
Thank
We
you.
are going all the way back to 1676, 100 years before history officially started, to the birth of Britain's first Prime Minister, Sir Robert Walpole, on August 26th. One of Walpole's claims to fame was overseeing the major portions of the War of Jenkins' Ear, which lasted from 1739 to 1748. But the conflict with Spain allegedly began in 1931 after what incident happened at sea, Jessy?
Ben, I'm just going to say that was way too much history for me.
Do you want the Cliff Notes version?
For fun and for the listeners, in case they also glazed over, let's get the Cliff Notes version.
All right. So some prime minister way back when named Robert went to war with Spain. Why?
And this was at sea? Well, obviously,
Yes.
in the 1600s, the golden age of piracy, I think. I don't
Pretty
know.
sure the golden age was piracy was like 2003, but okay.
Napster.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with pirates. And if you want a more specific answer,
I want a
gonna
very specific answer.
We're going to go with Blackbeard's ship, the... you know...
Were you about to say the Santa Maria?
Can we please cut that out? I don't want to sound extra dumb.
Wait, the
it was
Queen Anne's Revenge.
Queen Anne's Revenge. We were just talking about this. So I'm going to say Queen Anne's Revenge attacked in the Spanish seas and war ensued. The end.
All right. Noah?
I'm going to say it has to do with Ponce de Leon and his quest for the thing that makes you younger. What's it called?
Fountain of Youth.
Fountain of Youth. I couldn't remember.
I know fictional things.
Yes.
I just don't know real stuff.
Wait,
so
no, he was
we
real.
have Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth and Blackbeard's ship. Well, it turns out a man named Robert Jenkins had his ear severed by Spanish sailors who boarded his ship during a time of peace. That is why it's called the War of Jenkins' Ear. Get it? Because,
Oh, yeah.
The War of Jenkins' Ear.
So
Jenkins had his ear cut off.
We just didn't address the whole War of Jenkins' Ear thing. We just glossed right over that.
Yeah, you did. It was literally called the War of Jenkins' Ear. The answer was pretty much in the question. Yeah. So no one really expected that to happen, with many things that the Spanish do. But I'm going to give the point to Jessy because that's kind of like a pirate sort of behavior. They boarded the ship, cut off a dude's ear. Pirate Peter, same sort of deal.
I was just going to say I'm seeing a lot of blurred stories here. Okay, I'll take it. I will take it.
Can I give Ben 10 points for a very subtle Monty Python reference?
What? I missed it?
Yes, you can give me 10 points for that. I will write it down.
Ben wins the game.
10 points and wins. All right. Second to last question. Ed Gein was born in Wisconsin on August 27th, 1906, and inspired what two famous films? Noah, that's all the information you get.
Oh, I'm going to say what's the William Shatner movie?
Star Trek.
Miss Congeniality 1 and Miss Congeniality 2.
Are there two?
Unfortunately, Ben, there are.
Armed and Fabulous is the second one.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen it. I've only seen Miss Congeniality 1. Jessy, your turn.
Okay. So this guy was born in Wisconsin.
In 1906.
1906, okay. So it would make sense to me that he moved to the opposite side of the country, down south. And what do you do down south? You get into a John Grisham novel. So I'm going to say he inspired the films based on the books, The Firm, and The Pelican Brief.
That sounded so smart.
It wasn't funny, but it's all I could think of, so we're going to go with it.
You are both incorrect. Ed Gein was born in Wisconsin on August 27, 1906, and inspired the two films Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was a serial killer and a body snatcher. As for points, I think Jessy got the closest when she said he went down south, and what do you do when you're down south? Well, in Texas, you massacre people with a chainsaw. So
that is fair.
Points definitely going to Jessy there.
Definitely. See?
That's good logic.
Yep.
That's very good logic. See, you may not have thought your answer was funny, but it was a good answer. Former First Lady Lucy Webb Hayes, wife of Rutherford B. Hayes, was born on August 28 in 1831, and she was such a fan of a certain kind of animal that the American Council in Bangkok once sent her what animal as a pet? The first in the United States.
Howler monkey.
A howler monkey. That is a good answer. Noah.
Well, as we all know.
Okay, so we're going in the confidence direction, I see.
In the confidence. Yeah, well, Bangkok is the origin of the peacock because, Bangkok, peacock. So this was the first time a peacock was brought over to the United States.
Are peacocks local to India?
I don't think
I think they're the official bird of India or something.
Okay, wait. Bangkok, like
Hold up,
Thailand?
that is a bold.
Wait, yeah, Bangkok is in
Guys.
Yeah,
India.
like Thailand. Oh no.
Are there peacocks in Bangkok? We are looking it up. We can stream NBC Peacock. There is a peacock alley in Thailand. So, yes.
I'm looking up the official bird of Thailand, and we're just gonna pretend that I didn't say India.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. The official bird of Thailand is the Siamese fireback, just so you know.
Whoa.
Well, that's cool. What was
Yes.
the animal? The bird? Or the pet? What was the pet?
Yes, the pet that was sent to the first lady was a Siamese cat.
Oh.
It was the first Siamese cat ever in the United States, and the rather intrepid and witty Hayes family named it Siam, which is so clever that they named their Siamese cat Siam. It also took like over a year for the cat to be delivered.
Did they
I normally
name
get my cats on Amazon Prime so that they get here quickly. What were you going to say, Noah?
Did they name their Great Dane Great and their Greyhound Gray?
Gray.
And
No,
their
it's just,
Yorkie
they're both
York?
named Gruh.
Gruh.
Gruh. This is my dog Gruh. My other dog Gruh. My cat Siam. I think that has to go to Noah because he said that the peacock was the official bird of Thailand, right? And the official bird of Thailand is actually a Siamese fireback.
Fireback.
So that's kind of close.
It's
Not really.
basically the same answer. It's indistinguishable.
Basically closer than a howler monkey. And the score was, at the very end, Jessy 3, Noah 2. So Jessy, congratulations, you take home the victory.
Yay!
And the bag of
Thank
Skittles you have 24 hours from now to redeem.
Okay, we're actually outside your house. So once this wraps up, we will bust down the door for the Skittles.
I was literally watching you on the video thing, and I know that you aren't. So
Foiled.
We moved our house
foiled
outside
again.
your house.
you moved. I'm fine with that, actually.
We just moved the whole house. That'd be awesome,
That would be great.
but impractical.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to
Especially
move
living in a
houses.
townhouse. We'd have to see if our neighbors would be okay with that.
Yeah, they often be on board, and they'd probably make you pay for it all since it's your idea.
Yeah.
That sounds expensive. Anyway, well, congratulations, Jessy.
Thank you.
You won your first ever game on
Ever.
Noodles at Noon. Yes, ever. Oh
She's
my gosh.
undefeated.
It's okay. You won Noah's heart, and that's all that matters.
Yay.
Yay.
And I'm still trying to win hers.
Aw. Aw. That's weird.
Yeah.
All right.
that's
Well, we're going
not
to move
really
on
an
to our
aw
second
moment.
game based on that bombshell there. And Noah prepared it this week.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I took some lead from Michael, who prepared such an awesome game last week. So I decided to prepare a game this week, and it is called Food Flop Funambulism. And if you don't know what funambulism means, it means a show, especially of mental agility. So in this game, I ask you, Ben, and you, Jessy, to really flex that mental agility as we talk about one of Jesse's favorite things, food. Ben, how do you feel about food?
I love food. I eat it at least 2 or 3 times a day. I feel I'm pretty good at eating it. I eat lots of it, and I plan on eating it again. That's how I feel about food.
I don't know, Ben. I did listen to the episode where you ate the Lucky Charms and the soy milk and the coffee creamer, and
I did not say that I liked it. The story was specifically based around the premise I didn't like it.
I think the more often we bring this up to you, Ben, the more angry you're going to be. So next week, the other guest
I just
can-
become sour.
Yep.
All right, so Ben, for you, food is kind of a daily occurrence. It's an ongoing thing. Jesse, what about you? Would you say, what's your relationship with food?
Food is all about the experience, especially cheese. I actually
Oh, you're one of those
suggested
people.
I'm one of those people. I suggested to Noah that he make a cheese-themed game, but this is good too. We don't want to discriminate any other dairy products or food in general. So we've broadened the game from just being about cheese to being about some other mysterious foods that Noah is going to tell us about.
Yes, so we'll jump right into it. Food Flop Funambulism is a 10-question game specifically talking about foods that flopped. So, for instance, sometimes you'll be walking down the aisle at the store and you'll see, oh, Oreos has pumpkin spice themed Oreos now. And you try them and you go, oh, these are terrible. I just want regular Oreos. And then you never see those Oreos ever again. So this is going to talk about that, talk about products you'd find in the grocery store and also fast food items that people tried to get off the ground and they just failed. This game will work similar to Jeopardy! I'll give you some information about this food item and then you'll have to answer the question, usually what the brand of the food was or what the type of food was specifically. So, Ben, Jesse, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Question number 1. In an effort to expand their brand, Colgate, the popular toothpaste company, unsuccessfully attempted to expand into this line of food items. What was the food item?
Do I have to buzz in?
Yes, you should have received your buzzer in the mail.
I'm going to
We'll
lose.
alternate. Ben, you can go first.
I'm going to say, keeping with the idea that this went so horribly wrong, what is orange juice?
Oh.
Ooh, there is nothing worse than toothpaste and orange juice. That's a good answer. Jesse, what do you think?
Well, in an attempt to actually win some points, I'm going to go
Yikes.
with...
Ow. Okay.
I'm going to go with peppermints.
That would make sense. That's a logical
Something
guess.
reasonable. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a logical guess. All right, Jesse says peppermints. Ben says juice. Both of those are wrong. The correct answer is a lot more wild than you would expect. It is frozen foods, including the picture I found of some Colgate beef lasagna.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
That branding just looks like cling wrap branding with like some generic, sad, kind of deflated beef lasagna.
It looks like the lasagna looks like the Colgate logo, you know?
It kind of
With
does.
those, like, swoopy lines. So I see it. That makes sense. Yeah.
So it seems that people were unable to separate the toothpaste idea from this beef lasagna. Kind of makes sense. It looks like a toothpaste container. And the idea was shelved. All right.
Actually, I think
For
it was
that-
removed from shelves.
Boom.
Tomato, right? Get it? Food? Food?
Oh, man. I can't keep up.
All right. So the
Yeah.
next item.
Whose joke was
Oh,
better,
I guess-
Jesse? Mine or Noah's?
Pass.
If there's one thing about Jesse, she is extremely diplomatic. I'm going to give it to Ben on this one just because he said juice, and it's just a horrible idea from a toothpaste company. And I also think frozen food is a horrible idea from a toothpaste company. So we're going to go with that. Next, question number 2.
This is my smug face. I turned my camera on so they can see my smug face.
Actually, you're frozen right now, so you are looking
good.
incredibly smug.
All right. Question number 2. This popular chip brand baffled millions by creating a lip balm flavored after their popular line of snack chips. Jesse.
Okay. Sorry, can you ask the question again? What am I supposed to be answering? Oh, the chip brand.
This popular
Yeah.
chip brand baffled
I know
millions
it.
by creating a lip balm flavored after their popular line of snack chips.
Okay. Well, I also know it. It was my favorite flavor of lip balm. I ate it as a snack before I knew that was bad for you. And it is Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos,
Yep.
just in a little tube of chapstick.
Yum.
Ben, what's
well,
your answer?
You see, the fact that you enjoyed it so much proves that it was a good idea. However, the correct answer is Pringles.
Any particular flavor of Pringles?
No, it was their entire line of flavors of Pringles that they made the chapsticks for.
That's a lot of
And
bad decisions.
The chapstick looked like a Pringles can, because that's what a chapstick looks like, a Pringles can.
Oh.
I'm going to do a little bit of fact checking here because I realize that's totally possible. You could be right. That's not the answer I have, but okay, so this is DIY. It doesn't look like Pringles were ever officially made into chapstick.
Yeah.
However,
So
you
confident.
sounded so confident.
It
However,
made so much sense in my
Jessy-
head.
It does make sense because, like, even the Pringles can shape, it's really close. However, Jessy was really close. The answer is Cheetos. Cheetos lip balm. Can you imagine that? It just turns your lips orange and it's like flaky.
Yeah.
And turns your lips all powdery with
Maybe they
orange.
have like a hand lotion that you can dip just the tips of your fingers in to match your lips, nice and orange.
I know somebody with a really big supply of that. I'm not going to
Cheetos
say
lip
who,
balm?
though. No, the hand lotion that turns things orange.
I think I know where you're going with that, Ben.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Jessy gets the point, and that takes the total up to 1-1. Question number 3, going to Ben first. We've all seen the pancakes and sausage frozen food items in the grocery store that are basically just corn
So good.
dogs. You know what I'm talking about? Where they say
Yeah,
they're
so
called
good.
pancakes and sausage, but it's just a corn dog. So Jimmy Dean, in 2016, they thought it would be a good idea to add this to the pancake batter.
Jimmy Dean in 2016 added a pickle to the batter of their sausage and pancake confections.
Ah, okay. Pickle. I'm going to go with chocolate chips.
Jessy, you are on a roll.
Oh,
It is chocolate chips.
Hey.
I would like to protest the fact that y'all live together.
Okay, here's the truth though. I didn't even know the pancakes and sausage corn dog thing was real until this moment.
And when you think about pancake, like a chocolate chip pancake and sausage, that sounds pretty good. But when you think about it as a corn dog with chocolate chips in it,
Yeah.
it just sounds weirder.
I would totally.
So
I
that-
probably actually ate those.
Were they good? Do you
probably-
remember?
They
Yeah,
probably came in
probably.
like sorry. They probably came in like a Lunchable, you know? I feel like Lunchables were just full of those very weird.
Like the rejects
Flavor,
that they
yeah.
couldn't sell the whole package of. They had to go in
I
the
remember
Lunchable containers.
it wasn't Lunchable. What was the thing other than Lunchable?
Oh, like the knockoff Lunchable?
Kid Cuisine.
Yes, Kid Cuisine. Yes. I remember they had a little like lunch packet that had a chocolate in it, and the chocolate was full of Pop Rocks.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that's not that weird, but it's weird.
Either that or it was like a really, really old Kid Cuisine that my mom got from Esch's or something.
Those were not Pop Rocks, Ben.
Equally possible that it was just fermented chocolate that was making my mouth all tingly.
Maybe don't buy any more of those.
Yeah, no. I'll get rid
All
of our
right.
storehouse of them.
All right. After question 3, the total is 2-1. Question 4. In 1998, Frito-Lay developed this kind of drink as a complement to their Lay's chips. Jessy.
I'm going to say, I really want to say milk for some reason, and I'm going to think orange flavored milk, like a nice, mild creamsicle milk.
What's better after a long, hard day of work out in the sun than a bag of Frito-Lay chips and orange-flavored milk? Ben, what's your guess?
That sounds really bad, Jesse, but I think what I'm going to say is worse, because I'm going to say ranch flavored soda.
Oh, Ben. Now
Because
that's
like
in my
ranch
mind
dip
forever.
is what you dip. You dip Frito-Lay's potato chips in ranch dip, and it goes together. And 1998 was weird.
Have you ever had ranch soda? Because I've seen that before. Like, that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that Frito-Lay invented.
All right, Ben says ranch flavored soda. Jesse says orange milk. The answer is, and this was a little bit of a red herring to kind of throw you off, it's not that weird. It's lemonade. Frito-Lay lemonade.
Oh.
It's just straight lemonade, but with a Frito-Lay logo on it. And people didn't like that because it looked like Frito-Lay. I don't know. But
Am I correct in saying that ranch-flavored soda is closer to lemonade than orange milk?
I'm going to say that just because of the transparency of the liquid.
Well, mine had a fruit
Oh.
in it. So.
Yeah, I was going to say Jesse's is essentially the correct answer, but I'll take the point.
You know what? Noah's gut said ranch soda.
Well, now I'm torn because the citrus, you did have a citrus aspect. All right, Ben, I think you're right. If you hadn't brought it up, I would have given you the point.
Aw.
But I'm going to give the point to Jesse. 3-1.
Thank you. I will come back on the show.
She deserved it.
All right. Number 5. Kellogg's Breakfast Mates was a line of cereal products that stayed on shelves only a short time. And these products contained cereal, a spoon, and this rather unappetizing item. Jesse. No, wait, this is Ben.
Yep.
Ben.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's my turn to go first.
Ben. So this box you
I was
could
just
find
really
on store
quiet because
shelves.
I have no idea.
This box you could find on store shelves. It was a little pack, kind of like the bowls you can get now that have cereal, just dry cereal. So it had the dry cereal, a spoon, and then this one other thing.
Dehydrated milk.
Oh.
So you would
Dehydrated
add water
milk.
to it,
Ugh,
like stir it up. Or
that is
you
unappetizing.
could add French vanilla creamer. Oh, wait, I've changed my answer. Is it French vanilla creamer and soy milk?
Can I assume you'd like to input dehydrated milk as your answer?
Yes, you can assume that.
All right, Jesse.
Okay, that's going to be hard to top. I'm going to say, because of the key term here being unappetizing and the assumption that these were on shelves and not refrigerated, I'm going to say an orange. I'm going to stay on my orange theme and say they put, oh, no. Okay. You know those little candies?
Wait, what?
No, hear me out. So we all know an orange is a great part of a balanced breakfast. And you know those little like gummy candies that you get at a gas station that are just in the shape of orange wedges?
Ugh,
Those-
so bad.
Those were in with the cereal as your balanced and yet non-perishable breakfast citrus item. Orange gummies.
Orange gummies, sticking with an orange citrus theme. And I have to give the point to Ben on this one because you got really close. The Breakfast Mates from Kellogg's contained cereal, spoon, and shelf-stable milk.
Oh.
Whatever that means.
Ooh.
So if you want
Oh,
room temperature milk in a little carton that is shelf-stable, you can purchase that. It's not refrigerated. It's not kept in like the fridge or freezer section. It's just in the straight shelf, completely dry.
was the cereal kept separate from the milk, or was it incredibly soggy, basically dumplings at that point?
You know, it doesn't actually say, but I have to
Oh, that's
imagine
the
the
worst
milk
thing
is
I've ever
separate.
I don't like that.
I have to imagine the milk's separate. There's no way you
Also-
can prevent sog.
You can't provide me any proof that shelf-stable milk is not soy milk and French vanilla creamer.
But that was not your final answer, Ben.
Oh, whatever. I still got the point, Jesse.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Shoot.
So this was released in 1998, so it would be really interesting to see if anybody has these still hoarded at their house and what that milk would look like now, 22 years later.
It's shelf-stable.
Shelf stable. It's totally fine. All right. Going into question 6, Jesse has the lead 3-2. This brand of chips generated an unusual amount of customer ire when they changed their chip bag to a more eco-friendly packaging. Jesse.
Okay. You know what? I actually do know this one. I think. We just talked about it. I'm going to go with Sun Chips. And they changed their packaging to some kind of recycled material. But the problem was it made so much noise when you were handling the bag that the customer outrage made them change back to the eco-unfriendly packaging.
All right, well, that was either a very confident story or Jesse knows the answer. Ben, what is your answer?
The problem is, I think Jesse's right. Because I vaguely remember that.
I'll allow you to answer the same if you think it's right. However, if Jesse is leading you astray and you guess the same answer, then she automatically gets the point.
Ooh, I like that twist. I'm going to say it was the same as Jesse's. I'm pretty sure that's the correct answer.
Well, it turns out that all three of us have had negative Sun Chips experiences in our lives because all three of us remember this. It is Sun Chips. And I remember because my mom and sister went through like a crazy Sun Chips phase and they just like stopped eating them because the bags were so loud. It's such a silly complaint, but you couldn't eat your lunch in peace because somebody was just crinkling the bag all the time.
First world problems.
All right. Well, you both take a point then. Bringing us up to 3 and 4. Question number 7. In the late 1980s, McDonald's attempted to branch out of the burger and fries genre with these two new items that failed spectacularly. What were these items, Jesse? Ben.
Yeah, thank you. That's twice. I'm going to say, what are freeze-dried fruit, specifically banana and apricots?
Freeze-dried apricots.
All right, so those are your two items, freeze-dried bananas and freeze-dried apricots, however you say it.
Yes, I did say apricots.
All right. Jesse, what is your answer?
Well, I've always thought it was very suspicious that McDonald's does not serve hot dogs. So I'm going to go with hot dogs. And I'm going to go with something kale salad.
Hot dogs and kale salad. Both excellent answers. Hot dogs would make sense as McDonald's is a burger restaurant. However, it gets weirder than that. In the 1980s, McDonald's thought it would be a good idea to release McSpaghetti and pizza. Not McPizza from my research. It was just pizza. But McSpaghetti, it's just a box like you'd get like one of the combo meal burgers in, but full of spaghetti. Not very great looking spaghetti, also from my research.
Yeah.
And McPizza. All right, so I will assign 1 point for this. Jesse, I think you got closer with it being hot food.
I would agree. I
have to say.
I'm like, I can almost guarantee the reasoning behind this was like some higher up at McDonald's was like, we already make French fries. We can make pasta. It's the same thing.
Just yellow strips of food. It's the same.
And they're both from some Europe thing. Obviously.
Spaghetti's French, I think. Same part of the world.
Spaghetti's French.
Pizza, well, that's Italian, of course. All right, so that will bring us to 5 and 3. Jesse taking a bigger lead. So while we're on the McDonald's track, you can still actually there are 3 more questions, so you could still beat her. All right, 5-3. Question 8. We'll continue with this McDonald's track. Going further back into the 1960s, they also developed a special burger designed as a meat alternative burger. And all it contained was a bun, 2 pieces of cheese, and this taking place of the meat. What did they replace the meat with?
I think it's my turn.
It's Jesse's
I'll jump right
turn.
in. Well, knowing McDonald's and how health conscious they must have been in the 1960s, or maybe weren't. They probably thought that a meatless burger would be a bun, 2 pieces of cheese, and that's it. I'm going to say ketchup. I think that they had no idea what to put on there instead of meat, so they just did ketchup.
They're just like, we'll just remove the meat. It's just a bun and some cheese.
Yep.
I guess that's a grilled cheese.
There you go.
So that's fair. All right, Ben, what's your answer?
I'm going to say, with a certain level of confidence, that it was a bun, 2 slices of cheese, and a hash brown.
Oh.
Oh, that actually sounds really good.
Yeah,
There's nothing better than a McDonald's hash brown. It's so good.
Right? That's
Not
why
a
they tried to
sponsor.
make a burger out of it.
Yeah, clarify, not a sponsor. That's why. Yeah,
Not a
McDonald's.
sponsor.
It's so
Unless you want
good.
to.
You gotta get some.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Eat it every
All
day.
right.
Doesn't make me sick.
When I was thinking about the 60s and what might have been popular at that time, I was thinking about how like Jell-O salads used to be a thing. Maybe around that time frame, I'm not entirely sure, but they just like mixed Jell-O and lettuce and fruit together, and it was kind of weird. But this McDonald's Hula Burger from the 60s contained a bun, 2 pieces of cheese, and a thick slice of pineapple.
Whoa.
Ooh.
It's
I would
very
eat that.
boring.
That has no protein in it.
I don't know that pineapple is a great substitute for like ground beef.
I don't know, Noah. Did you ever try a McDonald's Hula Burger?
I was not alive,
That
and
is fair.
maybe I'll ask
I
my
hope not.
grandparents. Anyway, a hula
I'm
burger.
I'm gonna post a poll on our Instagram, so go check out our Instagram whether you would eat a McDonald's Hula Burger. Is that what it was called?
Yes.
And if more than 10 people vote on that poll, we'll do a Instagram live of one of us eating one.
Ooh.
One that's like 60 years old.
Yeah, we're gonna go back in time. No, we'll recreate one.
That's true. We could just go to McDonald's and get the other things and get a
The
pineapple. That would be
ingredients
fun.
don't seem hard.
And I'm
It
thinking,
seems pretty easy to make.
if you like pineapple on your pizza, how different is this?
This is disgusting.
Exactly.
That is my opinion. I'm going to give this one to Ben purely because now I really want a hash brown burger. So,
Yes. We'll make
hash
one of those
brown
too.
burger.
Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, yes. Let's make one of those too. We can compare the pineapple burger to the hula burger to the hash brown burger, and we'll see which one's better.
I will watch.
So everyone on Instagram, please vote in that poll. All right, 5-4. Ben's tying it up, or getting closer to tying it up, I should say. Question number 9. In 2009, KFC launched a special promotion. A popular celebrity encouraged people to go to the KFC website where they could print off a coupon for a free grilled chicken meal. And the demand was so great, millions of orders were placed, and KFC had to stop honoring the promotion because it was so rampant and everybody wanted this free grilled chicken meal. So, this all stemmed from one celebrity. Who was this celebrity that advertised this KFC campaign? Ben.
Ashton Kutcher.
2009, Ashton Kutcher. He was a big deal then, right? I think so.
Actually, wait. Can I change my answer?
Sure.
Reba McEntire.
Oh.
Ooh. That's a good answer. I would buy a KFC from her. Or
Right?
get
I
free
would too.
KFC from her. All right, Jesse, do you have any ideas? Do you
I'm eating
remember
if
this
Reba's
promotion?
buying.
Reba endorsed the KFC, so...
For some reason, the first name that popped into my mind was Janet Jackson, and I don't know why, but we'll go with Janet Jackson, who has a particular type of follower. So, but I don't know. Perhaps.
All right, Reba McEntire and Janet Jackson both went female, both went big. And you needed to think a little bigger. The correct answer is Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah!
She advertised this campaign on her daytime show and said, basically the equivalent of, you get a KFC, you get a KFC. Everybody go to KFC's website. And the website crashed. KFC had to post signs in their stores that said, we can no longer accept the Oprah free meal coupons. It was a really big deal. And moral of the story, if you get Oprah to talk about your product, you better be ready. I'm torn for different reasons on which one to go with. I feel like...
Well, if you give me the point, it'll make this last round really suspenseful.
Yeah, do it. Give Ben a point.
All right, Ben gets the point.
Yes!
Ben has tied it up
Suspense.
5-5.
Wow, well done, Ben.
Suspense.
Thank
All
you.
right, and this last question is a real doozy. It actually gets kind of scary. So, Speaking of failed marketing campaigns, this restaurant mascot from the 1980s angered a man so greatly that he went into one of the stores in their Atlanta location. He took several employees hostage and demanded $100,000 and a copy of the novel The Widow's Son by Robert Anton Wilson. What was this marketing campaign? Or who was this restaurant mascot? Think 1980s. What mascots were you seeing on the TV?
Right, when
Jessy?
I was alive. Okay. The Widow's Son. I'm gonna go with a widow was the mascot. A black widow. How about that? A black widow was the mascot for Burger King.
The Burger King Widow. What a classic marketing icon.
That's why it failed.
All right, Ben, do you have any ideas about this 1980s restaurant mascot?
What was that purple thing that McDonald's had?
Oh.
Grimace?
It was
Yeah. Grimace.
Yeah. Grimace.
Oh, it was Grimace.
Yeah, I know my McDonald's characters.
Wow.
All right, Ben says Grimace. Jesse says the Burger King Widow. All right, the
Black
answer.
Widow.
I'm kind of torn between both of your answers. Both of them are wrong. So I'm going to give you a hint. And the first person to shout out the answer, if you know it, will get it correct. This is a mascot you really want to avoid. All right, that was not helpful.
I was going to say, no.
Was the mascot diabetes?
He might have been diabetic. I think that was unconfirmed, but it was not. The answer is Domino's.
Wait, give another hint. Give another hint.
Oh, well,
Okay, Domino's. We can work with that.
It's Domino's. You want to avoid it.
All right, this is a Domino's mascot.
Oh. Was it a robber?
I think he was a robber.
He was like the bandit, like some kind of the Domino's bandit.
He's really someone you want to avoid.
I don't know.
Al Capone?
Domino's paid millions of dollars to have Al Capone as the face of their brand.
No, I really want to get
Okay,
it
hang on.
now.
I
It's,
think
it's the 1980s. I'm gonna guess. Well, who was in charge of Russia at the time?
I don't know.
Oh, what was his name?
Actually, yeah, 1980s, some Russian figure.
Some Russian figure.
Russian
All right.
figure from 1980.
I'm guessing maybe neither of you know this character then, because I think you would have gotten it by now. In 1980...
Nikita Khrushchev.
Okay, we're getting farther away. All right, in the 1980s, Domino's had a campaign for the Noid. Does anybody remember the Noid? Or the slogan, avoid the Noid?
Clearly
No.
not.
I think there was a video game. There was like an NES game for him. You should look him up. He's a very just unlikable looking character.
Bunny.
He's
like a bunny.
He's like a bunny robber. I think he was a robber. I don't actually remember why you were supposed to avoid the Noid. But just a bad looking mascot. But anyway, There was a man named Kenneth Lamar Noyd, so his last name was Noyd, and he believed that the whole campaign was designed to make fun of him. So he took several employees hostage at an Atlanta Domino's and demanded $100,000 and a copy of the novel The Widow's Son. Fortunately, he gave himself over to the police and nobody was harmed.
Well, what's the significance of the widow's son?
No idea.
Great. This sounds like a super sane individual.
I did research this article to make sure it was true because I read it in one place and thought, that can't be right. And sure enough, it is a news article. It is true. I don't know what the significance of this sci-fi novel is, but anyway. Now I have to make the tough call, whether to give it to Ben or Jessy. All right, Ben, Jessy, you each have 10 seconds to make a case for yourself.
Well, you have to live with one of us.
That is a good argument. Ben, can you top it?
That's really good. I just sent you a picture in our Discord. That is my argument.
Ooh, all right. Let's check the Discord.
I don't know how to do that.
Ooh, it's a Sonic the Hedgehog Noid.
Oh.
Ben is tying into my love of Sonic the
I was
Hedgehog.
bullying you. Ben was appealing to your interests.
Ben, heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads, I guess, then.
Ben wins. It is tail.
Yay! That's how I love to win.
All right, Ben wins the game 6-5. Thank you for playing. Thank you for learning all about fast food fails. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm very excited to make a hula burger with you both very soon.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited for that too.
I'm not.
Also, I hate pineapples, so this is not going to go well.
You should have led with that before I offered it up without asking.
All right. Well, this concludes the very first episode of Food Flop Funambulism. Thank you. We'll add in
And
the
I
audience.
believe that also will conclude our third episode of Noodles at Noon.
Well, Jessy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Yes,
for
Jessy.
having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Noah, thank you as well for joining us once again. And thank you for listening because you are the true winner. That's right. You are all winners just for listening. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again next week, unless we see you on our Instagram, where we do the Instagram Live of us eating a hula burger. Thank you guys so much. See you later.